I was ghosted by my crush, but now he's haunting me.
Whoa. Just like a ghost does best, right?
He's a perfect ghost. I, 27 female, recently found out that my boyfriend, male 32, Mark, is friends with my online friend, Jeff, male 31. I have a Facebook account, which I just use for memes and tagged my friends and family in. Yes, I still use it. Over time, I began to add people and accept friend requests from other people, some who I don't even know. And by the way, this comes from user Entire Scheme 6120 from the r/OKstorytime subreddit. And if you want to submit your stories, go submit them there.
Woo!
So, I don't accept everyone's requests, as I sometimes don't check them. I still have requests from people dating that go back years. I don't accept everyone, and as some people, mostly guys, like to message me, and I don't reply back. I don't even know when I had Jeff send me a request. But anyway, since I don't have Messenger, I don't receive pop-ups like other apps, so I have to go in the message tab to check who sent me the messages. About last year, Jeff sent me a message. Since I don't have those pop-up notifications, I didn't know that he had sent one. He sent one in January, which I didn't see, and one again in February, which again, I did not see. I only saw the message he sent in March. At first, I was going to tell him that I have a boyfriend and don't talk to guys because my boyfriend didn't like that, which I didn't even have one back then. But I decided to continue the conversation to be nice. We exchanged numbers and we started talking on WhatsApp. I didn't know that Jeff and I would get along so well. Before long, we were talking daily and phoning each other daily. He lived about 30 minutes away from me in another city. Jeff and I really got along, and it felt nice for once, since most guys I've dated were dummies. It felt very refreshing. I liked Jeff, and we planned on meeting up, but I chickened out because of my insecurities. It do be like that, though, sometimes.
Yeah.
I was a bit overweight and needed to lose some weight, but I was lazy and exercising stinks. I started gymming last year, but I wasn't consistent, so no results yet. Jeff and I talked for about 3 months, and I get you can get bored talking to someone and you need to put a face to their voice. Although we do know what each other look like, Jeff was a dork like me and very funny. Like I said, I liked the guy, but then something happened. Jeff stopped replying.
Uh-oh, what's going on there?
Jeff's pulling a little Danny Phantom on you right now.
Ooh.
This is a major turnoff to me, but I know that life can get hectic, but these days turned into weeks, and he would send a message once a week or reply to my WhatsApp status. This sucked because I really thought he liked me too, so I was ghosted apparently with no reason. It felt weird and maybe he got a girlfriend or something. I don't know. Then a couple of months of only communicating once a week or so, I decided I wasn't going to reply to any messages that he sent. The infatuation simmered away, and I didn't care that he wouldn't send a reply to my messages anymore. When he sent a message, I didn't even open it. I just deleted it.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard to do sometimes. Good job.
Said, deleted.
Done.
Honestly, that is my number one ick. Since, like I said, I struggle with insecurities, thoughts of him making fun of me or laughing about me went through my mind, though I don't make it known or other people's problems but my own. Jeff did send 3 more messages after that, but I never opened them. It was all just replies to my statuses. I started to focus on myself. I went to the gym regularly and started having healthier habits. I got my life in order since I was a procrastinator and very disorganized. This was my New Year's resolution, and the results have been amazing. I started feeling amazing for myself, and my life seemed better. I was depressed before, but no longer. In the new year of 2024, Mark followed me on Instagram, and I followed him back. I don't have a lot of followers, but I saw that he follows people I know personally, and they follow him as well. He sent me a DM, and we continued to talk. He also happened to be living in the next town and asked me out on a date, which went amazing, and we had a great time. We started seeing each other more regularly, mostly on weekends because we both work 9 to 5, and between work and the gym and my part-time work in the evening, I was tired on weekdays. That work-life balance do be hard to come by.
Absolutely.
But weekends, I was free. He met my family and I met his, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. My girl, you want to be my girlfie? My goify? So he met my friends, and I hadn't met his yet because I was busy the times that they weren't, and they also work, which is good. We should all be working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, we all need to work. to earn our place. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Mark decided to have a gathering at his place last Saturday, and I took my friend along. She knows about Jeff, but I never showed her a photo. And at the gathering, he said that his friend was running late. Then I went to the bathroom for a while. When I was in there, I heard some commotion and knew that someone had come in through the front door. I was in the bathroom near the front door. And when I came out, because he was walking in, I knew it was him. We haven't met, but I saw pictures of him. I was stunned and could not move. I ran back into the bathroom in distress and called my friend on my phone in the bathroom to come in there. She came in and I told her that it was Jeff.
Oh my God.
It was Jeff.
Jeff out there.
Oh,
That's him.
I didn't know what to do, honestly. He knew what I looked like, and although I had lost weight and looked different, I still posted pics of what I looked like now. So then my insecurity started to creep in. I was suspicious of my boyfriend. Honestly, I started to think that they were pranking me or using me. Was this a coincidence? I think not. I felt like throwing up, thinking that they would be using me and seeing who can sleep with her first or meet her. And that's why Mark followed me on Instagram and messaged me. Dang,
Whoa.
girl. Pause.
Whoa.
Pump those brakes.
Spiraling over here, man.
You were okay, all right?
It's okay.
Wonder, something had to have happened. I'm sorry for whatever it was that has given you this, the fear, that has put the fear in you. But, it's understandable, I'm sure, in some way. But
Sure, you're fine.
there's not really much that you need to do here. I mean, it would be a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Jeff's a guy who you talk to.
Right.
And you stopped talking to him.
Exactly.
And he stopped talking to you pretty much as well.
Yeah,
so
didn't
it's
he
like,
start the stop talking?
right. He started the pullback. He started to pull back.
Yeah.
You also pulled back. I don't know. There's
If it was a contest, he wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, everything's yeah. If it was a contest, exactly.
It would be like, I've never seen the movie, but 10 Things I Hate About You, I'm assuming. Because I know the
thank
premise,
you.
right?
We stayed in the bathroom for 10 more minutes, and Mark sent me a message. By that time, I'd already been in the bathroom for like 15 minutes, and the only thing that I could think of to do was to update my WhatsApp status with a video I took earlier. It was in the backyard of Mark's house, and I knew that Jeff would recognize it as we were all chilling there. Before long, I saw that Jeff sent me a message asking me where I am. I didn't reply and just went out to the backyard. When my friend and I returned, Mark came up to me, grabbed me by my arm, and introduced me to Jeff. I acted like I didn't know him, smiled, and said hello. He looked stunned. Throughout the evening, Jeff was looking at me and trying to start a conversation, and I ignored him, but subtly, so that no one knows but me. I don't know, girl. I think maybe the 25 minutes in the bathroom or 15 to 20 minutes in the bathroom could have given it away a little, right?
Yeah.
No? Perhaps?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like she's in here thinking like, okay, I'm going to like trick them. I'm going to say that I'm like in the backyard,
Yeah.
but I'm actually in here. And then I'm just going to go in the backyard, act super chill. And they're like seeing this whole thing happen. And they're like, so I saw you go into the bathroom 15 minutes ago, post this thing, and then just like walk out and like now you're acting like, like it's just so like, it's okay. You can chill out a little bit.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, Jeff is a guy you talked to months and months ago. Now you're with this guy.
Yeah.
You just met his parents. Like, and so he's friends with Jeff. It'll be like, oh my God, you won't believe it. I was talking to him. I talked to him for a little bit.
And then he ghosted me.
So nobody knows but me. I didn't enjoy my evening and I just wanted to go home. I was originally supposed to sleep over, but I couldn't bear to be in my boyfriend's presence. I wanted to leave as quickly as I could. Mark could see this, caught on to it later in the evening. When I left, I didn't say goodbye to his other friends and went home with my friend. The ride home was quiet because my thoughts were running wild. When I got home at around 8 p.m., Mark sent me a message asking me if I'm home, and I didn't reply. The next day, he sent another message and phoned, but I didn't reply and never answered. I didn't put my phone off because I need to use my phone. Now, I have not talked to Mark as of yet, and Jeff sent me another message. It's been a couple of days, and now I'm sitting here thinking of breaking up with Mark and blocking him, but I don't know what to do. I feel like my life is spiraling out of control, and there is an edit here.
Okay.
Jeff and I may not have met up, but we did send some spicy texts. I was being a human one day, and I told him everything that I wanted to do, and vice versa.
Whoa.
And I don't do that, but it felt nice, and the anticipation of meeting up fueled that. I initiated it all, but he was into it. I felt awkward seeing Jeff and thinking that he knows so much about me and what we discussed. It almost felt like meeting your ex who's friends with your boyfriend. We didn't exchange pictures. Should I tell Mark or just break it off?
What? You want to break up with Mark just because you talked to his friend?
So of course you should tell Mark.
Yeah.
Of course you should talk to Mark and be like, hey, so weird thing.
Yeah.
Me and Jefferoski over there, we've got a little bit of history.
Right. If you make it a big deal, it's going to be a big deal. Yeah. But if you bring it up, just like, hey, by the way, so weird, so random. I like talked to Jeff. Like I did actually meet him. I just didn't know how to react in that situation. We talked. Nothing happened.
Right.
You can ask him about it. He'll say
Open,
nothing happened.
Honest. We've sent some spicy messages.
Yeah.
We exchanged colorful words.
Right.
Through text.
No
but
pictures, no visuals.
Never even met up.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think we need the root of this though is addressing like where these thoughts and feelings are coming from. Here's the update. It is the following week after the gathering, and I haven't spoke to Mark in 3 days. I got back to work and was swamped for a couple of days, and like I said in my post, I work a 9 to 5, so I'm always tired once I get home. I don't usually see Mark during the week because I'm mostly tired and lazy, and once I get home and my head hits the bed, I'm out like a light. But we usually talk a lot on the phone. By Wednesday, I was feeling bad that I hadn't replied back, so I sent him a message to meet up, and we met at a cafe because I was scared if we met at his place that I would be booted out if the meeting turned sour. We couldn't meet at my place because I live with my family and we wouldn't have any privacy. I told Mark about Jeff and that I knew him, kinda, and how we were friends and about our conversations, etc. I also told him that I kinda liked him, but he had ghosted me. Told him about how I felt and how we were planning on meeting up and such. I also told him that seeing Jeff for the first time and finding out that they were friends really threw me for a loop. I basically told him how I felt and how I thought that maybe they were pranking me and such. Mark was basically quiet the whole time, which I appreciated. He's a great listener and would usually just intervene when needed. It's nice to have someone to talk to without interruptions. He asked me if there was something going on between Jeff and me at this moment, and I said no.
There you go.
He also told me that Jeff hasn't spoken to him either. He felt hurt as well, since I was ignoring it. Then he told me that he didn't think he could be with someone who runs away, which I usually do when stuff hits the fan, and I was ready for him to leave me, and in that moment, I felt think that I wanted to break up with him in the first place, and I was scared of losing him. I felt dumb, but I was ready for the consequences. I also didn't want to get in between his friendship with Jeff, but when he took hold of my hand, in that moment, all I felt was love.
This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then they get married and then like a 2000 song starts playing.
Yeah.
Something
like Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that he never knew that I knew Jeff like that and that we would work through whatever. He still called me out because of my actions, and now I have to make it up to him by baking him cupcakes. That's perfect. Look, so we're being held accountable.
Yeah.
We're taking things on as a team.
Yeah.
I like that he's not just like, you're perfectly fine and did nothing wrong, because it's like, I mean, it was a little questionable chain of, from his perspective, certainly like, what the heck's going on?
In the bathroom.
From your perspective, though, OP, it's like, you got all this stuff going on in your head, you're insecure, you're like, am I being set up? Clearly something happened in the past that it's neither here nor there, but this is right where we want to be, baby.
Exactly.
Look what happens when we have clear communication.
Exactly.
He's also the one that encouraged me to speak to Jeff and told me to work out whatever issue there is between us. So Mark and I are fine at the moment. Now, Jeff was something else. The following day, I sent Jeff a message. I asked him about his day, etc. Then he called me up and I answered. He asked if I was really going out with Mark, and I said yes. He asked me if Mark was the reason that I wasn't responding to his messages, and I told him that he was the reason. He being Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't replying to my messages and ignoring me. And I also told him that he made me feel insignificant after I basically bared myself to him, and I felt that I didn't need people in my life who don't reciprocate feelings, even after I've been trying to establish communication. Then he told me the truth.
Uh-oh.
He didn't reply to my messages because he liked me and didn't want to get attached because he was hurt in the past. He thought that if he didn't reply, then he wouldn't feel anything for me anymore. But when I didn't respond to his messages, I was hurt. And for clarity, I would send messages and he would only read them, but reply to my statuses. When I sent messages after his reply, he would only read them. The next week, he would reply to my status, no reply afterward. Then the same week or 2 weeks thereafter, the same thing. I sent a response afterward with no reply. He also told me that seeing me with his friend hurt him and he would rather distance himself because he can't see me being with his friend. He said that it was supposed to be him. which is low-key a pretty wild thing to say about someone you never met. Not gonna lie. They'd never met up.
Yeah.
They'd only texted. Me personally, I don't feel anything for him. So I don't know where I stood. I don't know if he's going to continue to talk to Mark and I don't want to come between their friendship. That was the gist of our conversation. So I don't know where I stand with Jeff and if he's going to talk to Mark and me. But by the way, you can listen and you could talk as well, but we can't hear you. To full episodes with stories like this on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and there you will find just a beautiful mountain spring flowing with stories and good vibes and crazy, juicy drama. The only person in this story that I feel may not need therapy is Mark.
Yeah, Mark is just like in the middle of all this.
Yeah,
It's
Mark
like,
seems like pretty like took that well. He's like, hey, I don't like the way that you kind of like disappeared and didn't talk to me for 3 days.
Yeah.
However, now that you've explained, I get it. That was weird. We'll work through this.
Yeah.
I don't like Jeff being like, I can't see you being with Mark because it should have been me. It's like kind of like
Yeah, very
possessive,
dramatic.
a little ownership-y, a little like,
Get over it. Sorry.
it's like an idealization of like the situation. And clearly like Jeff's got to work through that in some way. And OP sort of, I'm just going to cut him off, not talk to him, or like, I'm going to pull off. Are they making fun of me? Like,
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily like, coming from a place of nothing, but you can't let that get in the way. Okay, so let's finish this story off. Thank you, everyone, for your responses. I appreciated it when people told me to bite the bullet and just confront Mark and Jeff. If not for your responses, I wouldn't have done that and would have rather blocked both guys. I'm glad I put this on Reddit. I didn't want to bother my friends with my issues because they would have constantly asked me about the situation, and the less they know, the better. My friend, whom I told also, just told me to talk to the guys, but she's also busy, so I haven't met up with her this week. And that is the end of that story.